Tesla might have a serious problem on its hands, because the BYD 7 2025 is arriving with bold styling, massive range, insane performance numbers, and enough technology to make some premium EV brands nervous. And honestly, this could be one of the most important electric SUVs to hit the market this year. The crazy part, it's not just targeting the Tesla Model Y anymore. The 7 is also stepping directly into the territory of the EV5, the XPeng G6, the S07, and even the C10. And after seeing what BYD has packed into this SUV, I honestly understand why the hype is growing so fast. Welcome back to Drives, where we bring you the latest EVs, SUVs, pickups, and future car reveals before everyone else. And today, we're taking a deep dive into the 2025 BYD 7 to see whether this electric SUV really has what it takes to challenge the biggest names in the EV world. Now let's start from the backside, because this SUV looks absolutely stunning from the rear. The first thing you notice is the full-width LED taillight bar stretching across the tailgate, creating a futuristic lighting signature that instantly grabs attention at night. The rear design feels clean, modern, and surprisingly premium. There's a smooth coupe-inspired shape flowing into the tailgate, giving the 7 a sporty personality without sacrificing practicality. And honestly, from some angles, this thing looks like a much more expensive European luxury EV. The lower bumper also gets sporty diffuser-style elements that make the SUV feel more aggressive and performance-focused. Meanwhile, the roof spoiler adds an extra touch of athletic character while also helping with aerodynamics. What I really like is how BYD managed to make the 7 look futuristic without going overboard. Some EVs try way too hard to look different, but this SUV still feels elegant and balanced. And tell me honestly, do you guys prefer futuristic EV styling like this, or do you still like more traditional SUV designs? Because the EV world is changing incredibly fast right now. Now moving around to the left side of the 2025 BYD 7, this is where the SUV starts showing its true road presence. The proportions are sleek, wide, and sporty, especially thanks to that long wheelbase and coupe-style roofline. At over 4.8 meters long, the 7 is actually larger than the Tesla Model Y in almost every dimension. That extra size immediately gives it a more substantial and premium appearance on the road. The side profile is incredibly aerodynamic. Smooth body sculpting, flush door handles, flowing character lines, and stylish alloy wheels all help create a very clean EV design language. And honestly, if someone removed the BYD badge, a lot of people would probably assume this is a luxury SUV from a premium European brand. That's how far BYD's design quality has improved. The wheel designs also deserve attention because they're sporty without looking overly complicated. Depending on the trim level, buyers can expect large aerodynamic wheels that not only improve efficiency, but also give the SUV a planted stance. Compared to rivals like the EV5 or XPeng G6, the 7 definitely feels more muscular and premium from the side. It has a wider, more confident look that makes it stand out in traffic. And here's a question for you. If two EVs had similar range and performance, would design become the deciding factor for you? Or are you choosing purely based on technology and price? Now let's walk over to the right side, and this angle really highlights just how modern this SUV feels. The sloping roofline flows beautifully into the rear spoiler, while the lower body cladding adds a subtle SUV toughness to the sporty design. Even though it looks sleek and aerodynamic, the 7 still has enough ride height and SUV character to feel practical for families. That's important because many buyers want something stylish but still useful for everyday life. The long wheelbase also hints at the amount of interior space this SUV offers. And honestly, this is where the 7 starts becoming very dangerous for competitors. It combines sporty EV styling with family-friendly practicality in a way that many brands still struggle to achieve. BYD clearly understands what modern EV buyers want. People don't just want range anymore. They want technology, comfort, premium design, practicality, and value all in one package. Now let's step inside the interior, because this is where the 2025 BYD 7 seriously punches above its class. The moment you enter the cabin, you're greeted by a futuristic dashboard layout that feels clean, high-tech, and surprisingly luxurious. The centerpiece is BYD's massive rotating infotainment display, which remains one of the coolest features in the EV market. With the press of a button, the screen rotates between portrait and landscape orientation, making the cabin feel interactive and modern in a way many rivals still don't offer. The graphics look sharp, the software appears smooth, and the overall system feels far more premium than many people would expect from BYD. Right behind the steering wheel, there's a fully digital driver display showing speed, battery information, navigation, and driving data in a crisp, modern layout. And honestly, the material quality inside is one of the biggest surprises. Soft touch surfaces, metallic accents, premium upholstery, ambient lighting, and clean design details make the cabin feel genuinely upscale. This doesn't feel like a budget EV anymore. It feels like BYD is aiming directly at premium brands now. The seats also look incredibly comfortable, especially for long-distance driving. Higher trims are expected to include heating, ventilation, memory functions, and premium finishes that push the 7 even closer to luxury territory. Rear passengers should also enjoy impressive legroom thanks to the SUV's long wheelbase. And because this is built as a dedicated EV platform, the floor remains mostly flat, helping maximize cabin space. Technology-wise, BYD is loading this SUV with features: wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, over-the-air software updates, voice controls, wireless charging, premium audio systems, and advanced climate controls are all expected. And safety technology is another major focus. Expect adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, parking assistance, and a 360-degree camera system. And here's something I'm curious about. Would you rather buy a fully loaded EV from BYD or spend significantly more money on a luxury badge offering similar features? Because honestly, the value gap is becoming impossible to ignore. Now let's talk about the engine and performance, because this is where the 2025 BYD 7 becomes seriously impressive. The SUV is expected to offer two different setups. The rear-wheel drive version produces around 230 kilowatts, while the all-wheel drive model delivers a massive combined output of roughly 390 kilowatts. That's serious power for a family electric SUV. The all-wheel drive version could launch from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 4.5 seconds, which honestly puts it into sports car territory. Meanwhile, the rear-wheel drive version still delivers strong performance with a sprint time around 6.7 seconds. And remember, electric torque changes everything. The instant acceleration makes this SUV feel incredibly responsive during city driving, highway merging, and overtaking. BYD's Blade battery technology is another major advantage. Buyers can expect battery options around 82.5 kilowatt-hours and 91.5 kilowatt-hours, both based on BYD's highly regarded lithium iron phosphate battery chemistry. Range estimates are seriously competitive too, potentially reaching around 456 to 502 kilometers depending on configuration. That puts the 7 directly into competition with some of the biggest EV names in the world. Charging capability should also be practical for long trips, helping reduce range anxiety for families and commuters alike. And honestly, this is where BYD becomes a huge threat to competitors. They're no longer just building affordable EVs. They're building fast, premium, long-range EVs with strong technology and aggressive pricing. Speaking of price, the 7 is expected to land somewhere around the same territory as the Tesla Model Y and EV5, likely starting around the mid-5,000 range, depending on market and trim level. That means buyers could get premium design, impressive range, strong performance, and advanced technology at a price still competitive against established EV players. And if BYD manages to undercut Tesla while offering more equipment and space, this SUV could become a massive success globally. So here's the final verdict. The 2025 BYD 7 doesn't feel like a backup option or an affordable alternative anymore. It feels like a serious next-generation electric SUV that deserves to stand alongside the best in the market. It combines sporty design, premium interior quality, powerful performance, practical family space, advanced battery technology, and strong value into one very impressive package. This SUV proves just how quickly the EV industry is evolving. Tesla is no longer the only major player dominating attention because companies like BYD are catching up incredibly fast. And honestly, if BYD keeps improving at this pace, the global EV market is about to become far more competitive than ever before. But now I want to hear from you. Would you choose the 2025 BYD 7 over the Tesla Model Y, EV5, or XPeng G6? And do you think BYD could eventually become the world's biggest EV brand? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments because I read every single one. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Drives, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest EV reviews, SUV reveals, and automotive news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.